Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me tonight. So we're just gonna get into it. No, scratch that. If you are fans of Elton Castay and Corey Shea on YouTube, or the TFIL show, the TFIL channel, or the Overnight Challenge channel, you will be aware of what's been recently happening between Corey Shea and Elton Castay, pictured here. Now, as a fan, I am both like shocked and like, what the hell's going on as well. So this is going to be a reaction video based on what's been going on and information from Elton's video, information from, I think it was Snapchat from Corey, and just dissecting it a bit and like getting your opinion on things as well, based on your experience with friend groups and stuff like that. So I'll do my best to insert the video here if I can to show you which parts I'm like looking at, and yeah, let's just get into it. So we all know that he uploaded a video called The Truth About Corey Quitting. I think we can all agree that in the video he is quite tense. He looks like he can't wait to express what's been going on, and not in a negative way. I mean, like when someone's built up that much emotion, it's like, oh my god, there's so much I want to say. So I'm like curious about it. I'm both curious about it, and I'm also like, I don't like to take sides. I don't like to judge, because it's not my place to judge. It's their friendship, and only they know what really happened, what was going on. But he is like, the whole thing makes me think like, what actually happened between you guys that made you get to a point where you felt like you had to do a major YouTube video for an hour long to express stuff that you felt. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, like, there must have been something really happening between these two for him to be like, shit, I need to make this video, I need to get my emotions out. So yeah, just wanted to say that first. So we can see in the first part of his video that he's, like I said, he's very tense. Yeah, let's just get into it a bit.
Arched up that night, that I was like, this should never go on the internet. So I decided to go, let's take a breather, let's bring it back. But at the end of the day, it's been eating at me every single day since this has happened, because I haven't told you all. And in my opinion, it's a really shitty thing to do that I would like to apologize for not addressing sooner. Because all of you, I'm assuming, have spent a decent amount of your life watching this channel, or these videos, or TFIL videos, or anything like that, and you deserve to know what happened, and to pretend as if nothing ever happened and everything's all good and fine and dandy and the universe is made of fucking rainbows and chocolate is bullshit, and not the way this should be handled.
So this is why I'm saying in my little intro-ish that, you know, he's very emotional, obviously, and he's really stating like it's obvious that he's not on the channel anymore, basically. And I mean, personally, I've not looked at a lot of the comments in previous videos being like, you know, what's happened to Corey kind of thing. Maybe people have, maybe people have been messaging Elton, I don't know, maybe on different platforms have been asking, well, where's Corey? But for me, that's quite normal, because I've already seen how different people can leave someone else's channel for a bit, but on a good terms, and then go and join someone else's channel just to have some fun, collab. You know, Sam and Colby do it all the time with other creators. Jake Webber does it with all creators. Currently he's with Johnny Gilbert. He's done other stuff with Corey as well. You know, people collab all the time with different people. At one point, I believe Colby Brock was collabing with Brendan Taylor. It doesn't mean that he was departing from Sam and Colby channel. They were just doing things together. It's just how you do it. You know, sometimes you go for phases, or you go for emotions where you join other people. So to me, I didn't think anything of that when I saw that Corey wasn't in the recent Suicide Forest series. I just assumed that he's doing his own thing, or he's taking a break, taking a holiday. You know, even though you're a YouTuber, you can still have a break. But Elton is clearly stating that he needs to address why people are the answer why he's not there. So it's like, if it wasn't such a big deal, you wouldn't need to address it, if that makes any sense. Even in like Yasko's YouTube, you know, people have always been saying, where's Ben gone? And it's like, people do work, people do other things when not videoing and stuff like that. It's not like people fall out. Again, it's just not good timing and people have to continue doing their own jobs. Again, going back to Corey and Elton, it's like, you know, he didn't suddenly appear in these series. Why? What happened? And it's like, okay, so it's not just the fact that they were taking a break, it's literally the fact that he left. And the fact that Elton feels like he has to address the fans to answer this question brings more questioning about what is going on. You know, is this an issue? Is there a big issue? And we'll get more into that.
At all. So my goal tonight is to sit here and give you all of the information, everything that you could ever want to know about what happened and why, genuinely, I feel betrayed, heartbroken, bamboozled, whatever you want to fucking call it, et tu brute, knife in the fucking back. All the pieces together, I think you all can make your own, conclusion. I also say, if you see me looking at papers, it's not a script. This is legitimately notes on fucking everything, so that way I can stay moderately on track. Because if you just let me rant, I'm gonna get heated, I'm gonna get way too emotional, and I'll probably say some shit that I shouldn't say, and this is my way of staying on pace. Okay? Two things being said, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Video's not monetized, completely turned off. I can say whatever the fuck I want, curse all I want, it doesn't matter. This isn't about views, this isn't about money, I don't give a fuck. This is...
So again, he's taking the fact that even though he has 35,000 likes as of this video, so obviously it's been viewed 338,000 times, which he could make a lot of money on. He's literally saying that he's not going to monetize this. It's literally him as his emotions getting out, addressing everything that's been going on. It's his channel. He will say what the hell he wants, and he's going to be brutally honest. Again, he could make money off this, but he's not. So it's like, he's clearly emotional, and you can tell it from his energy that he's like itching to just be like, I need to give this information out to you guys.
It's about you guys and you knowing what happened, because I feel like as though you need closure. Also, legally, I'm saying this right now, legally, every single thing I say in this video, and I'm being as serious as I can right now, this is the only time I promise I'll be this serious, can be legally, factually proven in a court of law, under oath, under a lie detector test, with not only receipts, but I got the whole fucking IRS bank vault full of information to prove every single thing that I am saying.
Now again, he goes into his video later about finances, tickets, you know, booking for locations. Everything is paid for, obviously. Every expense is documented for, I'm guessing, business reasons and to, you know, tax reasons as well, because it's America. So for him to say that he can back all of his facts up with documentation, again, it's like, what went down? What happened that you actually can say Corey basically effed up? And if you watch the video itself, he goes later into, you know, he booked a lot of stuff, he spent a lot of money, he paid people this amount of money, that amount of money, he paid Corey this amount of money to do minimal work. So it's like, if he really has this documentation to prove what he was paying people and the minimal effort of Corey, maybe he has some backup to his claims of basically being fucked about on his channel and as a friend. Again, this whole video that Elton does basically breaks down Corey's character as the person that we know. We know him as a funny person, a friendly person, will do things for his friends. You know, that's how I see him on YouTube. Caring, considerate, as a good family. But this video breaks that character entirely down to paint somebody who is using people, basically. That's how I see it. And, you know, wants a lot of things for minimal effort, which is not the character that I'm used to. And then he says this.
For 7 years, roughly. Yeah. Did 3 years of hate and death threats for shit I never fucking did. And I finally said something, and boy oh boy was it a blessing when they reached out to help fix that. I'm not going through that again. Okay. Series part's over. With that being said, this breaks my heart. He was my best friend for 7 years. Roughly. Okay? Roughly 7 years. Absolute best friend. He was there when I proposed. I had a groomsman box ready for him until he did what he did. And then now he's not in my wedding or even invited to my wedding. This sucks. Okay.
Again, coming from a woman's perspective, when you have someone in your wedding that's very close to you and then someone does this, I've been in that situation before where someone was so close to me for so many years and they were supposed to be in my wedding. Things happened, they couldn't be in it. I disinvited them to it, and yeah, it is not a great feeling. So for him to actually turn around and say that basically it was that bad that he was abolished from the wedding, basically. Again, to what degree did you guys like literally go head to head in a battle and cause you to just... Another part of his video is where he goes on to include people around him, which he doesn't specifically name, but basically things that apparently Corey has said about other people. And he's basically, after all this situation's happened, this breakup, he's got back in touch with these people, and it turns out basically what Corey was saying about these other people was bullshit. And it's almost like he's caused Elton to lose friends for the wrong reasons, if that makes any sense.
I know what I'm talking about. And when that happened, there was a lot of slander that was going around. A lot of crazy shit he was telling me. And because he was my friend, I believed him. And I believed him for years and years and every single thing he told me. And since this has happened, I've had plenty of time, lots of months, to reach out to those people and lots of other people throughout time and find out all of it was fucking bullshit. It was made up, magical, fairy tale shit. None of it's true.
Again, I have been in that situation, and in Elton's situation where... Well, not Elton's situation, but in a situation where someone has told me something about somebody, and then they have come across completely different, and it's been really hard to look at them in a different light. And it's like, what? Why did I listen to these people? And again, I'm not judging, but when you hear a lot of stuff about somebody, it's not like you take sides, but you're still on that level of, do I trust them or not? Now, what he's explaining, I think, is that obviously when he's backing Corey up with these issues or whatever's going on around them, people like saying, they're obviously disagreeing with him, saying you don't know what's going on, and this wasn't being said, that wasn't being said, this wasn't happening. And obviously because he's backing his friend, everyone's like hating him basically and insulting him, and obviously friendships are being broken because of what's been going on. So he's now literally saying that he still owes apologies to people, and he's been trying to communicate with everybody again, basically, to build bridges. Which, let's be honest, you shouldn't be like that with people anyway. You shouldn't. I mean, I've got friends the friends don't like certain people, but I'm like, I'm not gonna take their word for it and break a friendship with them. I'm just gonna be like, okay guys, just, you don't talk about them, they don't talk about you, not in front of me, and we'll just call it, I'm your friend, but together, obviously not happening. So I kind of feel bad for him in this situation, but I get that standing by your friend is something that you would do if you're that close to them. But again, he's paying the price for it now.
Okay. Here's the first thing I'm getting accused of, and we're going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to try of not paying people.
So according to one of the issues that have come about, the rumours is Elton doesn't pay people apparently. I'm guessing the people that he works with, people that edit, people for locations, those that are holding the cameras for him. even adding YouTubers to come with them to go to locations, paying for tickets, everything.
Click upload and go. I've been accused of not paying people, which is insanity. I have paid people since the very first day. TFIL, New Zealand, Sam Colby, and Corey. After the trip was over, I got a brand deal that put me in the profit. As soon as that ever happened, where I was like, oh shit, we made money on a trip, everyone started getting paid, which is almost the inception of the channel. Pretty damn near close.
So I get that, because obviously with every video there is a risk that you might not make any money from it. So the fact that he managed to have the opportunity for this brand deal and pay people, I think it's fair on him, because it's kind of him to pay people, because obviously going into a video, I'm assuming as a friend or as anybody who works with anybody in a collaboration on a YouTube video, you say instantly, like, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to arrange, and this is our expectation. Might even say that if we get money, I'll pay you. If I don't, just expect it. You know, I think you're going to have that agreement in some situation or in some form, just to cover each other, and you have no expectations of what to not expect on what's not going to happen. Basically, you are fully aware where you stand and you're on the same page.
Everyone has always been paid. Everyone gets paid to like the most extreme level that I can.
And that also goes into the fact that he said he has documentation to prove this, so assuming that he's being truthful, which I don't see why he shouldn't be, if he's claiming that he has the evidence, basically, he will be able to prove that he pays people.
I care more about paying everyone else on the team than I give a fuck about me getting paid, because frankly, I maybe made some crypto investments a long time ago, and I'm like, I'm okay. That's a side thing. I value everyone else and their income significantly more than my own. I'm going to go into details specifically on how much people do get paid. Okay?
And then it goes into about how people make up like roughly 2,500 or 1,500 a week, I think.
Okay? But I just want to let you know that. Okay, and again, that's overnight people get paid, TFIL people get paid, Haunted Homies, everything, top to bottom. Okay, you go on it.
As well as the fact that he claims that he pays for their flights, their airport tickets, I just said that together, hotels, food, everything. He basically manages everything, which if you're friends anyway, that is a pretty good deal. Even if you're collabing for the first time, it's a pretty good deal to be like saying to, like, for example, I don't know, CJ Faison asked me to go and shoot with him at a location and said everything's paid for. Hell yeah, I'm going to be up for it. And it's like, well, wow, thank you. You know, that's a big weight off my shoulders, a big concern. Just come and do everything. Why not? That is really good of him.
On a TFIL trip, all expenses paid. Everything. Flights, hotels, meals, activities, transportation. I plan everything. I do everything. And you also get paid to be there. It's roughly $2,500 a week. Give or take. Some trips are a little bit more intense, some are less, some are whatever. You can do the math on $2,500 a week to travel and get paid to travel. It's pretty decent, but that's peanuts compared to what pay was getting done for overnight. Keep that in mind. Cool, fun stuff here. Sent me even just one location. You have sent me infinitely more locations than Corey ever did.
So again, this goes into like the workloads of each other. I'm pretty sure with Sam and Colby, they probably, you know, share the workload of finding locations, editing videos, stuff like that, looking for research. But Elton's basically saying that, you know, the majority of the work again was him. Corey wouldn't really give him any locations. He wouldn't suggest going somewhere. He wouldn't do the research probably. Yeah, just being like tagging along basically.
I'm going to let that one sit there for a second, because again, I could go through every single text message, every possible thing you could ever imagine. There was never a time, ever, where he was like, hey, this location would be cool. Okay? And trust me, there was never a time where he's ever like, this location would be cool and here's the website how to book it. There might have been a time where he suggested like the Great Pyramids of Giza. That doesn't count. That's not a rational, here's a physical place we could go investigate right this year without getting infinite amounts of government approval. Okay? Never suggested a location. Never once was like, hey, I found this super cool new ghost tool. We should get it. We should try it. Never found it. Never fucking happened. That's the level of involvement I want to make sure you all understand as far as my workload versus his. His is non-existent. Okay? We are both on camera at the same time. We both do equal work there. That's a wash. Everything else, you can see the balance is tipping. I just can't stress that enough that for like 5 years, that's how this went down. Okay? And here's the other thing. This is an important one. This is where you get, sometimes you see me in videos go, Elton, you're being kind of little shithead. Everyone always knows where we're going, when we're going, how we're getting there, and if there's any experts joining us, or if there's any like weird ideas I want to try. Forever and always, everyone always knows. Queen Mary, possession. I texted everyone going, hey, I have this idea. You could bring these witches, they can do a voluntary possession and B340. We agreed to it. That's why towards the ends of the videos with him, you would start seeing us agree on camera, because a lot of times he would agree to shit, and then when we get to location, he'd be like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. And then, that's where you start to see me get a little pushy, because I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to do it? We planned this whole thing. They flew all the way here to do this. These people drove all the way here to do...
Which, again, I can actually say myself that I've seen this. Again, I'm not trying to take sides, but I've seen this in a few things with Corey. Like, you know, in the video, I'm saying that they should have an agreement of what's going to happen in the video so they know what to expect. But for a lot of the times he's like, no, I'm not doing it, and it's like, you realise what the video is about, don't you? You realise what the viewer is expecting, and I'm not saying he should have viewing pressure. He should not be forced to do anything for any fans. Don't get me wrong, no YouTuber should do anything they don't want to do for fans. But it's like, you obviously had this external agreement before cameras went on that we're going to do this situation. And he's always like, no, I'm not doing it, or I'm not going to do that, or he'll like agree to something else, and Elton's like laughing like, what do you mean? So I can actually, thinking about it now, you can actually see, oh yeah, is that really what's the situation? Like, he changed it at last minute, because obviously for that particular video, if you've planned something and suddenly someone's not doing it, it's like, well, what is the video going to be then if we're not doing this? Because that's what the main things are. This is what we're expecting. This is what we're going to make the video of or about. And if you think back to the Sam and Colby videos, he did that a lot as well with like the Witch's Forest and the Ouija board thing when they tried to help him out figuring his issues with the Shadow Man. You know, they really went all the way to his house altogether to try and help him with his problem with the Shadow Man, but Corey was backing out. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that is probably scary for him, and I know that he never wanted to play with the Ouija board and stuff like that. You know, even when they went to the hotels, I think the Biltmore Hotel, he would do, you know, he would back out of a lot of things, and you're thinking, was it just because he's scared, which is fair enough. But again, going back to Elton's point, if you've already planned it, it's like, why are you backing out? Because this is what the video is going to be about. This is how we're going to create the video. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're like, you know, even for me, if I arrange something with a collab, Sam and Colby, and we agreed to do like, you know, I think it's the solo challenge or the Estes method, if I've agreed to it in person on the video day, I'm expected to do it. You know, I'll be like, oh, or I might even just say, I'll think about it and I'll let you know. But if you've committed to it, you should go with it. You know, especially if you've got a contract, which I'm assuming you should have, even if it's friends or not, you should always have a contract. I learned that the hard way as well. But it just kind of makes sense of it. And as well, I mean, it's not really mentioned in his video, in Elton's video, but I also noticed that one of the reasons why Corey claimed he didn't want to continue with Sam and Colby is because he doesn't want to be with the paranormal stuff anymore. He doesn't want to be, you know, investigating stuff like that. But yet, he's with Elton, who's basically trying to go to the next level with a lot of stuff. Everybody, you know, Twin Paranormal, Sam and Colby, Jasco, CJ Faison, you know, Mosaji, a lot of people are out there trying to find proof of paranormal. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, he didn't want to do this with Sam and Colby, so why go to someone else's channel and do the exact same thing that he said he didn't want to do? When, like I said, Elton steps up a bit more. Well, I think him and Jess go on the same kind of level risk-wise, but he really tries to get evidence. But I've also seen that Elton tries to do it in a safe way as well. You know, he's not stupid. I'm sure he doesn't want his friends to be in danger. There's been a few times in videos where it's come across that he's crossing the line, but later on he explains this is a situation I would never really put my friends in danger, and I believe that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any friends. But yeah, it makes sense that Corey did a lot of this. Again, he can be scared and this and that. I'm not saying he can't be, but it just, you know, Elton comes across saying that it happened a lot, and it's like, at what point is a lot too much, basically? This is what you know, if that was happening a lot to me, I'd be like sat down with him and saying, look, this is what's happening, what's going on with you, do you want to do this or not? I'm not bothered if you don't want to do it, I'm fine, that's fine, I understand, but why do you keep on backing out? But Elton is clearly like trying to help him keep going and make him successful, give him a job, you know, I don't know.
If you were getting paid to be here, to do this, okay, at a certain point I'm like, all right, whatever, you're doing this for the video, you're trying to show that you're afraid, but then at a certain point you're like, wait, no, are we actually not doing this? And then I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you know how expensive all these were to get? Some of them were shipped in from like South Africa and Europe. It has to happen more on a severe scale, okay? Again, important thing to know, but they're my friends. I don't understand it. I try and move on. I try and pivot. I go, the one who like paid for the location and paid for us to get there, and I pay Evan to film, and I pay everyone to be there. Like, I'm the one going, what the fuck? Like, we have to make a video here, and ideally we have to make a good, I'm going to go into details on this, is that collabs, we're kind of next to impossible. Because a lot of the times, I'm gonna figure out how to phrase this the right way, because it has to be correct. I have to phrase this in a way where it's vague enough because I'm not trying to throw other people under the bus, but also in a way where it's like truthful. Here's what I'll say. I'll just make it simple because it's whatever, it's truthful, and I'm not going to drop names. Collabs are damn near impossible because he was always talking shit on everyone. Always. Like what I said, when there was an exit from another channel, it wasn't peaceful. It was like...
So again, he's saying like getting other people to collab with them. I think what he's trying to instigate is that basically Corey had talked a lot of crap about other people, maybe. So trying to collab with other people, they were like, I'm not working with this guy, possibly. I admire him for not dropping names because obviously it's respectful to the other people. And it's not for them to get involved, but it's like when he left other people's channels, they weren't happy, so that would explain why there's not a lot of videos of people that they know personally from before going into these videos. But it's like he blocked him from making collabs with other people in a way.
You know what I mean? A lot of talking shit. Other people that he would film with afterwards would be like, fuck them, but this, blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm not going to give examples because I'm not trying to stir up shit. And again, I also don't believe any of it's true. But in my head, I'm going, okay, well, then we're never going to film with them if that's what you're saying. That doesn't make sense. So you don't like them. I don't get why, if you don't like them, yet you're still doing this with them. But, okay. You know what I mean? But in my head, it's just like, I don't pretend to like people. It's very nice that he fully canceled. Which means the location was paid for, everything was paid for, and he was like, nah, not into it. Again.
So yeah, he was saying that Elton's been, again, if I haven't mentioned before, Elton's been accused of not paying people. But then Corey's like apparently backing out at last minute. Again, it's that situation of, I've paid for it all, but you're backing out. So it's like, okay, what's the situation here? Is it really the fact that I wasn't paying people? But again, he says he's got evidence to prove that he was.
And granted, everything I'm going to tell you, this is the first time I'm ever saying any of this publicly. The people that were involved in it all know this. The people that were involved in it all will 1,000,000% for sure on their life testified.
Now, I want to point this out because later on I am going to include Corey's little reaction video. He's saying that people will back him up, but in Corey's video, he's like saying the same thing. Like, people would back him up and say, no, this is not the situation at all. So again, it's like, okay, who's actually saying? But again, Elton's saying he's got evidence. I don't know.
But this is the truth, and there are additional proof beyond just testimony that this is all valid as well. Okay? In those nights, I did not count the Warren charity live stream. You know that thing that...
Now, the live stream we're on about is Warren's live stream where they were at the Warren house with all the haunted items. They were raising money for Feed America, I think it was. They had a goal to reach, I believe it was 1 million. And basically he goes into the fact that he was trying to do the live stream all the time and keep it going. And Corey every now and then was always complaining that he didn't feel well or he wasn't into it, this and that, he wasn't doing too good. So they would be like telling him, you know, have some medicine or take care of yourself kind of thing. But then he would step outside of the shed that they were in basically, or whatever the house it was. And he would be seen eating Postmates or pizza or whatever and seeming fine. But yet coming across like he didn't want to film a lot because he was feeling poorly. Again, in Corey's reaction, which I'll try to put in later, he claims that he was feeling sick and he's like, people are telling him just to eat chicken noodle soup, which, I mean, when I'm sick, I eat soup as well. It's something easy for me to digest, something easy for me to eat, consume, la la la. But he was saying that he was feeling sick and everyone else is ordering stuff, so he's like, it gets a bit sarcastic and saying sorry if I offended you. And he was saying that his parents were phoning him because he was looking the phone because he looked so poorly, and you know, he was going through depression at the time. And yeah, that's all for later. Elton's point is like, you know, he basically let him down and didn't stick to the plan.
That we did last year that raised a little over $500,000 for Feeding America. That took me 2 months of planning. Not like 2 months, wow, no, like every single day for 2 months. Like a long time to figure out how to pull up a live stream, get a motorhome wire. There's a lot of ETS. So if anyone tuned into that live stream, you know it was supposed to be roughly 7 total days to do the stream. That's kind of what we agreed to because we knew the goal was to hit $666,000 raised, $100,000 every time. That's one night. Do the math. 1 night's guaranteed. You have 6 nights, right? 7 nights. You start weird days, 7 days, 7 nights, something like that.
Now, just to make this not too long, but he even states that at one point Corey wanted to make more money because he said he was broke or something. Again, this is in Elton's video. So Elton was like, I'm going to downsize the crew so that I have the money, extra money to give to you, basically, to hire you. And he said that was kind of hard, but he did it because he wanted to help his friend. So again, you do see the crew getting smaller. I can't remember which house it was they went to, but they went to a haunted house location and it was just him and Corey. And you just think, okay, maybe nobody was there because they were not available, but according to him, that was actually him downsizing to help Corey. The merchandise they were selling, he would split it with Corey, even though Corey didn't make an effort to advertise it, basically. The mystery boxes that they made, again, he did it all himself. He shipped it, billed it, stuff like that. Corey didn't do anything, but he still got half of the percentage of it, basically. He even asked Corey to make reaction videos just to advertise the videos a bit more. Again, Elton claims that he set up the camera, the area, all Corey had to do was react to it, but sometimes he wasn't even bothered to do that. Again, that's his situation.
Here, and I'm sure there's more stuff, and all the other ghost equipment is in the garage, right? I buy Panasonics, and the thermal imaging goggles we have are military grade.
So he's on about obviously the devices that they use in the videos, and he's saying that he doesn't just pocket the money that he makes from his videos, it goes back into using equipment, which he does say that, I believe, in his videos, that it goes back into the videos. A lot of YouTubers do it. They use the money to get new devices to create more possibilities to collect research and proof of things.
I thought everything was fucking fine and dandy and good and cool and lovely and whatever. And then also, fun fact, that is why I did actually have to make the paper. Number one was also my idea. But number two, okay, that one comes around. I hit up Matt. I go, hey, what do you think about this? And he's like, cool, maybe. I have to figure it out. It took like 4 months, I think, maybe, to navigate that whole thing and get it all lined up. I do everything. Okay, same thing.
Now Matt Rife, who's an actor and comedian, my idea, and I might be wrong here, but Corey, obviously we know he's funny, and my personal opinion is that because apparently now Corey wants to focus, Elton states it in a text message from Corey that Corey's had fun, but he wants to try something new. He wants to be in SNL, which is the Saturday Night Live comedy channel in America. I have this feeling that because he saw Corey, I mean, I might be wrong. I'm not saying he's jealous, but I'm thinking that because he saw how successful Matt was in his comedy side of business and side of success, whatever, maybe he is trying to follow Matt's footsteps and try to be successful in comedy life. He's seen Matt going around and building his career, and obviously with the help of Elton and other people who supported him. He can either do YouTube collabs or he can go back and do the comedy stuff and go on tour now. Maybe that was what he wants to do, but even so, if that is the case, he shouldn't, I don't know, the way he's done it is a bit weird. And to say it in a text message, it's like breaking up with someone in the worst way. To just, even, you know, in Corey's reaction video, he says that they live 3 minutes away from each other. If you're that close, why couldn't you just go to your friend's house and say, sit down and have a conversation? You know, this is what I'm saying. This is why sometimes I'm really believing Elton's situation, because there's so many things that he could have done properly. Why be a dick about it?
Get the picture, okay? The only thing we asked him to do is to leave notes on videos for what he wanted to be verticals and what he wanted to be long form, and to do it, I don't know, within a reasonable time, which is, you know when the episodes are coming out. So leave notes at least a few days, if not ideally a week before the video is supposed to drop. We got to a point where like we couldn't get this dude to watch a single fucking video, and then an episode would drop, and days later he would ask for changes. But the editor had already been paid, the editor was already moving on to the next thing, and also the editor is a really good friend of ours, and he just started like taking advantage, and we're like, dude, this video was fucking sent to you like 6 weeks ago, and now you're asking for changes days after the video's been released on YouTube? Like, this doesn't make any, it was just purely disrespectful, and then he wasn't like posting clips anywhere, and again, this is all like contractually what he was obligated to do. There's an actual agreement that's in place that he was supposed to like do this and do that, because I kind of didn't want to do all the work again, and that didn't happen either. All the editing work, I did all the vertical notes. I actually ended up hiring someone else to help us post because he wasn't doing it, so again, more money out of my pocket. You get the picture, okay?
And then he goes on about the text message, which I'm not going to bring up because that's personal between them. You can see it on the video anyway, you don't need me to show it, but basically, you know, there's a lot of stuff that he talks about. Even he basically, if you sum it up in one go, in his video, he basically makes Corey out to be lazy, wanting a lot of credit for stuff that he's not even willing to work for, quitting on a lot of stuff, talking shit about people, making collabs hard. He's doing everything possible to help him, and he's just dragging his feet basically. But like I said, everything he says that he's got documentation to prove it. So it's like, I have a reason to side with Elton, and like I said, you can see how passionate he is about the situation. Now, very quickly, I'm gonna look at someone else's YouTube for. So this is actually Jake Arts' YouTube channel, because he has access to Corey's, I think it's Snapchat video, which I'm not on Snapchat, so we're just gonna quickly look at that.
Maniacs, welcome to ending. Actually, no good to me without any wood or. I'm gonna go in.
I'm just gonna skip to the video. Shh. So
Well, I didn't really want the fans to know about this situation, and I was kind of trying just to leave the channel drama-free, but someone made an hour-long video talking shit about me.
That's a straight dig, isn't it? Let's be honest. Someone. He's not even giving him respect enough to call his name. Yeah.
So I guess I should address the temper tantrum. I just want to start.
Temper tantrum. Who says that? I'm not trying to say that I'm already team Elton, okay? But it's like, can you not be more adult and mature about it? Can you not say, like, you know, let's just talk about this, let's just calm things down and let me explain my side? It's literally temper tantrum.
Start this off with saying I am so shocked. You guys have no idea how shocked I was waking up to that this morning.
Can I just say as well, it's so hard to look at Corey in a different way now because of that video compared to the cheerful person that I'm used to looking at.
I've had and stood up for this guy for the last 7 years. You guys have no idea.
Which goes back into what Elton was saying, that he's backed him up. So do you get what I mean? There's like a clash of who's backed who up and why.
You guys have no idea how many people that were on trips wanted to quit mid-trip, and they wanted because of me. Because Corey would tell them, no guys, you have to stay. It's okay. Elton's just like that. Oh, he doesn't mean to be mean. That was me for 7 years. And I'm getting a video made about me, trying to destroy my character because you're mad that I'm moving on to do something else.
Is he mad though? Or is he mad at the way you've done it? Yeah.
I also want to say I think this timing is super weird. I quit 7 months ago. Your wedding is in like 2-3 weeks.
Saying that, even though it was 7 months ago, Elton was saying that he's actually doing this video because he's addressing rumours, because there's that much crap going on. He feels like he's had to be forced to make that video because of the situation.
Are you only just now making this exposed Corey video because you just ran out of videos to post of me? But
now that's a bit, I don't know. I don't think he needs a video to post because he's run out, because he's got loads of stuff that he's been videoing and been editing. So Corey doesn't really have a point there, let's be honest, because he's still in the videos that Elton will be posting soon anyway. So it's like, and why would he need to post a shit thing about you when he could easily just do a reaction video or something like that?
But I'm confused about a lot. I think the stuff that he talked about, I'm not adding in anything extra. I'm defending myself and letting you guys know what really happened.
Okay.
The first thing I want to say is I don't understand why he's so mad at me for leaving the channel if working with me was so horrible.
Yeah. He didn't say it was horrible. He was saying that it was hard to deal with because he was trying to support it, Corey, but Corey was kind of difficult. He didn't say it was horrible. He was just saying, this is my situation.
You mentioned that I tried to quit a bunch of times. Yes. Over the years, I was so depressed and so destroyed, I wanted to get out. And then you're also going to bring up our text. First of all,
I'm not.
Now, like I said earlier, everyone goes through depression. You know, everyone deals with it differently. If he really wanted to quit, I don't think Elton would force him to do something that is going to make him worse. And you've had many situations to quit. Just quit. No one's going to force you to stay. I'm pretty sure if Elton was really your friend, he's going to be like, okay, I understand, let's you go for it, have a break or do your own thing. I don't think he forced him to stay. I don't know, maybe Corey just didn't. If anything, on Corey's defense, maybe his head wasn't in the right place. He wasn't sure what he wanted to do. I don't know.
we haven't talked since the day that I quit. We live 3 minutes from each other, guys. If this was so heartbreaking to Elton, he could have walked over here. But instead, I leave drama-free without exposing why I left. So let's destroy Corey. Let's tear Corey down.
Again, yeah, you're 3 minutes away, so why not go to his house and have a talk with him and say, this is what's going to be happening, I'm leaving the channel. Why do it over text? Why? It's just like a bad breakup that was unnecessary in the situation that it was.
7 years of his life, and he was nothing more than a character. I did not own that channel. That channel was completely owned by Elton. I went into it thinking it was a duo channel. It was not. 2.
I'm pretty sure that if they were going to make a duo channel, Elton would have made that clear. And yes, it is Elton's channel, but he was still getting paid and still receiving half the profits, according to Elton. Again, he says he's got the evidence for this. But why would you work with someone for 7 years and suddenly now realise that you're not together? At some point in between that, you would realise different? I don't know. Maybe Sam and Colby can let people know how you can distinguish that. I don't know.
It's not my channel. It's Elton's channel. It's always been Elton's channel. I get paid a day rate to be there, and then my job is done. There's been a bunch of other people that have quit these channels over the years, but videos weren't made about them. So I'm a little confused how I'm getting treated differently when I got treated the same as them employee-wise. 3, he complained.
Now when he says that, that kind of doesn't help him, because you're thinking, okay, so if that's the way he treated people who've left the channel, why would he pick on you? There is no reason if there wasn't a reason, if that makes sense. Again, I'm not trying to side with Elton, but if they've left and not had any issues, maybe they went peacefully. I don't know.
That I kept quitting, does that not make you guys think I was unhappy? I was depressed. I didn't want to be there anymore.
Then
I've been
leave.
trying to quit since.
Again, he didn't have to stay. I don't know. He didn't have to stay. No one's forcing him. The fans, you shouldn't have to stay if you're not happy.
My family would call me once a week begging me to leave that channel because of how depressed and unhappy I was. And I would tell them every call that I can't because I don't want to let you guys down. I only stayed because of y'all.
Now, to me, that's not, like I said, it's not a good excuse. And the fans could easily say to you, Corey, you didn't have to. Every fan will always say, or most fans will always say in the comments, be careful, be safe, don't do anything you're gonna regret, that's gonna hurt you. They always say that. And if his family did or didn't, I don't know. Maybe they were just worried about him being depressed. I don't know. Only they can justify his action if that's the case. Only they can back him up on that.
The charity event live stream, when I would take breaks, I had aunts and uncles from different states call me and say, there's no way you're going to let this guy talk to you like that. Are you really going to let this guy embarrass you in front of thousands of people on a live stream? I don't know how you guys don't see it. For this is hilarious to say that I faked being sick during our charity event where we were sleeping in a shed that was 40 degrees because you didn't want a heater for us because it would make too much noise. So after 3 or 4 days of living in darkness, I got sick. Then you see me outside for the first time in days. I'm not in the pitch black and I'm getting sun and I'm feeling a little bit better. Guys, this is breaking news. We need someone to figure this out. How is that possible? Seriously. Then you're gonna bring up that I Uber Eats food while I was sick. I guess we have to. You guys have no idea how weird this is that I'm making this video. Like, I'm almost 30 years old. The food situation, when I got sick, they told me the only thing I'm allowed to eat is chicken noodle soup. So for the whole day when they were ordering food like lunch and dinner, they would get, big meals, but I had to eat the chicken noodle soup inside. And guys, I mean, as you guys know, Elton said it in so many videos, I weigh more than 200 pounds. You guys should know that a 200-pound man needs more than 2 bowls of chicken noodle soup a day. So I'm so sorry to the overnight team when I ordered McDonald's. I didn't mean to hurt y'all's feelings.
Now, there's no need for him to involve everybody because at the moment it's only Elton that has the issue. Elton has left names out of it. which could be the overnight team, it could be the TFIL team, but Corey straight shot people down there, and it's not fair. He didn't say that he was faking being sick. Elton just said that he found it weird how it's almost like he's trying to get out of the filming, if anything. And I don't know. In my opinion, in a way, if you're talking about paranormal stuff... Sorry. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, I just got scared by my child. Yeah, in a paranormal situation, I can understand that maybe he was feeling sick because of all the negativity and the stuff that was haunted in the shed of the Warrens' place. It is all haunted stuff. Maybe that was affecting him. Maybe. And that's why when he left the area, he was fine. Seriously scaring me. Stop it. She keeps bobbing her head in and she's got her hair down. It's freaking me out. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Anyway.
I'm controlling that looks... Okay, let's move on. 5, I guess we'll talk about the best friend situation thing too. Y'all have no idea how weird this is. This is such a weird video. Yeah, I guess you would say that we were best friends and pretty close for a long time. I agree. I was trying to convince myself this whole time that we were best friends, but he said something last year that really, like, hurt me. And
Why would you
when
have to
that
convince yourself
happened,
you're
I
best
realized,
friends?
like, a best friend wouldn't say something like that to you. And so that was it. Like, I'm not even going to get into it. Like, this shouldn't even... I shouldn't even have to make a response video. It's so
So instead,
crazy,
Elton said something
the
that
stuff
upset
you
him, and he
said
was like,
about me,
"Are you
dog.
really my friend?"
I had your back for so long.